I mean, I think it's interesting that, you know, I mean, it's great that you know, the world is becoming more aware of what we do, what we put into our bodies, what we put down the drain, what we, the influences that we have on, you know, the environment, the trees, the whole 9 yards. And it's important, and it behoves all of us to actually be, you know, conscious and aware of those types of things, obviously, because if we don't, then it affects our future, and if you're not thinking about the future, you're really not creating, as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, it's interesting to me because I grew up as a kid on a farm, so the concept of sustainability and you know, those sorts of things of recycling and using what you have and making your environment work for you, to me it's sort of like, that's what I grew up with, you know. It's, yeah, so what's new? And I think it's interesting that here we come, you know, X amount of years later, and there's so many things that I've heard of in more recent times, because of my upbringing. It's sort of like, well, yeah, doesn't everybody know that, you know? And it's interesting, the concept of organic to me is not just about going out to your organic food store or, you know, the Whole Foods market and buying some organic, you know, tomatoes and going, good, I'm eating organic food, so therefore I'm being organic. It's not, you know, it's so much broader than that. It's, you know, what are you actually doing in your environment, and, you know, in a much broader scale. But even down to your own business, it's like, you know, what are you investing in your business to actually help it grow within? You know, you're constantly bringing things outside, or are you actually allowing that environment to be self-sustainable by creating into it? You know, and that goes to, you know, the same concept of that being, you know, if you had a garden that you were producing things out of, then there was a nasty weed in there, then you'd pull it out. Well, to me, the same thing applies to if you've got a business and you're creating it into existence and there's a nasty arsehole in there, well, you get rid of it, because that's not contributing to the self-sustainability of what you're producing. You know, something is either contributing to your survival because you're contributing to it, and, you know, let's face it, what you put it, you know, what you should put out there should come back. And if someone's going to actually mess with that, or something's going to mess with that in your survival, then you actually weed it out. So this, to me, organic's not just about eating food that is grown organically. It's a thought process. It's a way to approach life. It's actually, it's much broader than just eating organic.